What's going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and this is my show, Uncut Astrology, where I take off the mask and go deep behind the veil and give you this week's astrological forecast for the week of November the 23rd through the 29th of 2016. And this week it is Thanksgiving in America, and I just want to say that I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with you and your family. And we are also doing a Cyber Monday sale for the app on Monday, so make sure that you look for the link at the bottom of this video or go to my Facebook page, The Leo King, or David Lawrence Palmer for that. Also as well, remember, if you share this video, you have an opportunity to win a reading with me because I pick one person every week that I share this video from, and I pick a winner for a free reading right on the back of this. So I do it by snail mail. Also, I am doing a sale on my classes and my movie. So go to inclusiveastrology.com to get a sale on my 4-in-1 classes, my beginning to advance. I took it 50% off. You can get all 4 classes 50% off. All in one is the package. Go to inclusiveastrology.com, and of course go to ageofdeceptionmovie.com to get my movie, which has been on sale for the last couple of weeks. And of course, make sure you get that Leo King app Cyber Monday sale. Now, this week, there is a lot going on. And if I had to look at this week as a whole, I would say welcome to the transition of your new life and the major decisions that are starting to have to come into play. The decisions that are coming into the world we believe that we should move into. That this is a week where we have to be ready for great change. And great change is coming right at the beginning of this new chapter. Jupiter and Pluto are going to square this week. The biggest planet and the smallest planet making a square. And what's interesting about this is Jupiter is in Libra and Pluto is in Capricorn. Jupiter in Libra is trying to expand by looking for peace, by finding better ways for us to live our lives. Honestly, Libra is all about where we can live the best life, a fair life, a just life, where things come into order. That's why Saturn is actually exalted in Libra, believe it or not, which means Saturn is happy in Libra because it can bring that balance into life. But with Pluto and Capricorn, there is a death. And then with Venus conjuncting Pluto this week, and with the moon conjuncting Jupiter on Thanksgiving as this square happens, so all 4 planets squaring, there is a major death and rebirth in values and relationships that are connected to this new balance in our life. Now, the sun just entered Sagittarius, and guess what, folks? The last 4 years of all that Scorpio and that deep fear, and I just did a video, which you can find on my YouTube or my Facebook Live, where I talk about the 4-year chapter ending just ended. So we are moving into this really new chapter now in our lives. There's a lot of exploration, I guess is a good word to see, unsurety, a wide open field in front of your plate. You have your tool bag now of how to deal with fears, and it's kind of set sail time. But we set sail with, are you ready to make really deep cuts and really deep, hard change? Because with growth is going to come some sort of death. I hate to be honest, Pluto's involved with Jupiter, and Jupiter square Pluto is growth comes through death. And so the death of things that are old, maybe a tradition, maybe even a relationship, maybe even a value system, maybe even a project that just isn't working anymore. Sometimes things have to die in order for us to move on. And there's this kind of aspect that's coming through this week. The other main thing that I want to say in a summary of this week is we have Mercury conjunct Saturn. This is why decisions are paramount right now. Mercury's hovering over Saturn, and we're really looking at serious changes that we want to make in our life, serious roads that we want to travel on. And it can be a little depressive because maybe it's something hard you realize you have to do, but you have to realize like you have a lot of options. It's not like it's that much of like you're cornered into one situation and this is the only thing and it's paramount that you make it. It's like, it's almost like, oh my gosh, I've got these options. Which one should I do here? That's Mercury conjunct Saturn and Sagittarius. But it's tough emotional choices with the moon square Pluto this week, square Venus, while they conjunct Jupiter. This growing while death is going to come up. And it's tough decisions, nail-biting decisions that have to deal more with the weighing out of what side of the fence of this journey you want to be on. And they're both great journeys. But what side feels more in alignment with your destiny? What side feels more in alignment with where you really feel the adventure that you need to seek in yourself? And you're the only person that truly knows what's best for you. Mercury is going to trine Uranus in Aries this week, which shows that you are the only one that knows the path. You need to step into what you know is good for you, and we all have our own weird things. It might not look good on paper, but it will look good inside of yourself. You know, they always say, well, I forgot the saying, but you know, there's like a good example is King Arthur. Like only King Arthur could pull the sword from the stone. There's a part where there's a life that you're living now that only you can pull your own way or life in the way that you do it. And to not let the fear of it being weird or irregular or not perfect hold you from going towards the life you want to go towards. The Mercury's in square Chiron too. So when you have Mercury square Chiron, Mercury square or trine Uranus, you have to go with what you feel like because Uranus is in Aries. But with Mercury square Chiron, you can't at the same time be like, oh, well, I do life uniquely, even though it's really weird, and then fall into the trap like it's really weird, I shouldn't do it. No, you should be like, you know what? This is my spirituality, this is my uniqueness, this is how I do my life, and this is what makes me happy, and this is the journey I want to go on, and you're not the determination. It always reminds me of the old movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Total Recall, where you have the choice whether you're going to go on an adventure in space, or you're going to go into the jungle, or you're going to pick a blonde, or you're going to pick a brunette, or whatever. You get the choice in life to pick what you want, and they always look at, you know, when he's getting, I love the old scene when Arnold Schwarzenegger's like getting drugged and he's in there like, do you want sleazy or athletic? And he goes, sleazy, you know, and then there's this whole thing of like, oh really, he kind of likes a sleazy girl and whatever. It's like, well, we all have our taste, we all have our own way that we want to do things in the world. And that's what's going to come up this week. And it might seem so weird. And the whole part of the next month of the Sun in Sagittarius with Saturn in Sagittarius with a Neptune station direct in Pisces that we just went through last weekend is you will not even believe, or others can't believe what you are doing. That's the whole funny part. I don't believe it. How funny do you think it is that people are looking at the world and going, I just don't believe it? That's the whole lesson of Saturn and Sagittarius. It's expanding our beliefs. It's the first time it's expanding our beliefs with Neptune and Pisces, where guess what? You can't buy into this manipulation or irrational fear of what the projection of what you think life should be. That's South Node Neptune. The projection of what you feel life should be. The conditioning that religion does on you. The conditioning that even society through the media says you should be. You're the only one that can determine the belief of what you believe, of the life you want to live, and that comes up this week intensely. This is also a week where the moon is at its waning position, which means we're going to have a dark moon in Scorpio. This will be the last removal of any fears, of anything, but it will also reveal the true passions for you that you really want to go on. So I think by this weekend, you're real gung-ho, ready to get into this, because we go into the beginning of next week, or we go into the 28th and 29th with the new moon in Sagittarius. And with this new moon in Sagittarius, it's going to light up the new journey. It's going to square Neptune, which is, as I go on this journey, am I going to let conditioning determine my belief and determine my journey? Or am I going to determine my own conditioning and determine my own belief and listen to my own intuition to where I feel I'm pulled to do this? And maybe people might not understand it. Maybe it goes against the grain as Uranus is involved with Mercury and my own thinking, and Venus squares Uranus at the same time. So there's going to be a lot of relationship failures coming together all at the same time. It's going to be a really big mumbo jumbo thing. And it's going to all go to your own weird journey And you can't be afraid of what people think. You can't be afraid of what your own self denies its truth. You just learned for 4 years how to experience truth and to experience real, honest to God rawness. Why is it so hard to bring that into your journey now? Don't you love it? I love it. I just think it's so funny how the universe works. At first, we were so afraid of being so raw and real. Then we finally mastered it. But when it actually comes to now on the journey, can we actually bring that into the journey? Kind of an interesting way to look at it. Overall, relationships, major change in a 100% new chapter that is focused on your destiny and the journey into where you're going, and to major lessons that are not going to be normal, going to seem abnormal, and be catered to the uniqueness of who you are. And you cannot let yourself deny the exciting lesson that's unique to yourself. You have to go into it. You have to face it. And with Mars in Aquarius, boy, we are leading into some weird alien waters, aren't we? Not typical, not ones that we're used to, but ones that are going to connect dots that we didn't even realize that are connecting, and connect us to people, relationships, and places, and journeys that are beyond our wildest imagination, but are actually connected to inspirational moments of epiphanies and connection that will bring us into explosions of ecstasy that we can reach if we're not afraid to accept it for what it is. Thanks so much for joining me on this week's Uncut. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Make sure that you join the Cyber Monday sale. That'll be up on my Facebook. It'll be up on this YouTube page. I'll put the link down below. I appreciate all your support. Next week will be the last Uncut, so on YouTube. But I will be doing a mini Uncut every week. I know a lot of people are saying they can't afford the app. Go watch my live video. I talk about how the app works. I show how the app works. I show how the website works. It's on my last video. But I want to let you know that there will be a mini free Uncut where it takes this. I just take little sound bites of main things to hear for people to be out there with. It'll be fun things for me to share. There's also a new feature that's coming out on the new Leo King app where people can share pictures that I'm going to do memes of what the astrology is. That'll be free for the people out there if you follow me on Facebook. Also as well, I'll be selling the Uncuts on YouTube for only $2. So if you are somebody who lives like on the fly and you can't afford the $5.99 a month, or you can't afford doing like a 6-month subscription for $5.99, or you can't even afford a $7.99 for 3 months or $9.99 for a month, I'll do it to where you can watch an Uncut when you feel like you need it for $2. So I want to find a way to make this happen for everyone and still get free information. And I'm moving my YouTube channel to all astrology-based knowledge, and moving more into questions about astrology, and moving more into cataloging astrology. But horoscopes are definitely made for the best horoscope app in the world, the Leo King app, and the only video horoscope app in the whole entire world. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it through all the years. And actually, it's ironic because I just had the 2-year anniversary for the app, and this is where it's all got me. So thanks so much. I appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you next week.